Hi everybody, welcome to CI5630 for our summer course. This will be offered in second summer. This is a very intense course, so all summer courses are. So I just want to give you a heads up that you'll need to plan on devoting a significant amount of time to this course and to any summer course that you take. So it's just something to keep in mind. That you will definitely spend a significant amount of time on learning everything that you need to learn in this space of time, because essentially we're covering what you normally cover in a semester, but only in 4 weeks. And I've taken out anything that's extraneous. We're simply working on very specific skills and very specific knowledge, and it's manageable. It's absolutely manageable, but you're gonna have to stay on track and you're gonna have to keep the pace of the course. And so I'm just gonna give you an overall heads up, especially if you're new to online learning. Online learning requires a lot of presence and work because you have to engage with all of the material on your own. You have to learn largely on your own, and you're responsible, very, very responsible for your own scheduling of the learning and the engagement with the materials that are given to you. You need to learn all of the technology yourself, those kinds of things, and that's just the nature of the beast of an online course. So keep that in mind. Definitely try to find resources. Like if you have any issues with As You Learn, you need to find the people who can help you with that, and I include those in the syllabus. If you need to learn any of the technologies, Flipgrid or WordPress, you need to find those resources. It's not a technology course, so I'm not the person to help you with those working through all these technologies. That's on you to learn those, but there are some resources and I'll help you with that, and I do have videos for you already, and I'll help work with you, but it's definitely something that you need to plan on engaging with on your own. It's just part of how these courses work. But that said, it's not a technology course, it's a course about teaching. So it really is, everything we do is in the service of how to help you to become a really good teacher and to continue to be a good teacher and to really work through all of these things and to use technologies and medias where it really helps your teaching. And that's the goal of this class. So it's not a technology class. I keep everything very basic. We are only using 2 kinds of technology, and they're simple to use. You'll be able to do them no problem. You will need to invest some time, especially if you're new to them. But once you've done that, I mean, that's true of any kind of teaching tool that we have. And definitely, my husband's a middle school teacher, and they said, here you go, you're using Canvas, there you go. No, very little training, and he just taught himself. So that's just something that's part of teaching, but I keep it very manageable for you. So we're not going to do a lot of technology because really we want to focus on really good thinking about how we can teach. And so that's what we're going to focus on in this class. So that's something to really keep in mind and to think through. So what we're going to be doing in this class is thinking through different ways of using media and technology that you're going to try out with your own discipline and your own teaching, like imagining your own classroom and what would you do with different kinds of media and technologies. I'm going to have you work with 2 particular technologies just as examples to kind of give you something concrete to work with, and then the third will be your own choice, whatever you think is useful for you for your own teaching. And so that's what we're going to be working on in the course. You're going to be building a website on WordPress where you're going to be collecting these different lessons, and each lesson has very particular components to it that are helping you to really think fully and deeply about integrating these media into your pedagogy. And that's the purpose of them. But we'll be building that throughout the entire summer session. You're going to be doing that in rough drafts. Each rough draft is due, there's going to be one a week, with your first one this first week. So we start right away. As soon as the class starts, you start and I start. So we just are in it together for these few weeks that we have together, and we just get started because we have to. It's just such a short amount of time. We can't waste any time. So you will be engaging with really thinking through deeply how you're going to be teaching and learning through these kinds of technologies. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing. You're going to be creating the website. You're going to have a set of readings and viewings every week. There's going to be a lot of free choice for you in those. You'll have one that's decided, like, hey, I think everyone should engage with this particular text, but then you'll be able to choose from a range for each of the rest of them. Each week you'll do a reading response where you pose a question, you answer it with the course readings for that week, and you pose an additional question for discussion. You'll also have discussions with each other over Flipgrid. You're going to do your reading response on Flipgrid, and you'll also discuss on Flipgrid with one another. You're going to engage with at least 2 other people, answer their questions, think through those kinds of ideas, and really work through that. It's asynchronous. The entire course is asynchronous in that we aren't going to have meetings where we're together at any one time at the same time. So all of this has to be geared to having you work your way through the material in ways that really help you to engage with it, but that where we're not face to face. So I've worked through ways for you to be able to do that, and you can work around your schedules, because I know that summer is very busy for everyone. So we are going to be working with reading responses. You're going to have discussion responses, and you're going to have rough drafts due every Sunday. All assignments are due on Sunday by midnight, except for the final draft of your e-portfolio. That's due on Friday because that's our last class day. I can't give you until Sunday because my grades are due. So that will be, everything's due on Sunday except for the final e-portfolio project. There's no late work accepted in this course because it's just too fast. We can't do that. You can't get behind like that. And so no late work and no rewrites. If you turn something in, that's it. That's the draft. That is what is there. So you're not going to get a chance to rewrite anything. The time for questions and working through material and getting everything complete is before the deadline. And that's going to be true in teaching as well. So it's definitely something that we really work on in this class. So no late work and no rewrites in this class. You definitely just need to keep on pace and to do what you need to do with the work and have it be complete and good by those deadlines. The deadlines are rough drafts, so you'll still have a chance to revise what you've turned them in, but just know that the rough drafts need to be complete, and they need to be in WordPress, or your reading responses need to be complete, and they need to be on Flipgrid by the deadline. And so that's something to keep in mind. There'll be also opportunities over the summer session to meet with me in open labs. That's where you can get feedback on your rough drafts. That's where you can pose questions to me, ask questions as you're working through the material. You can also do Ask the Instructor. Just note that I do not respond and do significant feedback over email. It's just too complicated. All of these things are very complicated, so we can't do it over email. So if you want to meet, I'm happy to do that in office hours or by arrangement, but no feedback is going to be given over email. It's just going to be face-to-face with each other on Zoom. We'll use our Zoom link. You can also set up a time to meet with me if you'd like in my office. But just know that all of these things will need to be done person to person, essentially, not over email. It's just too complicated of work to do. So I'm really excited about this class. This is a great class. I love teaching this class, and I'm really excited for us to get started. Oh, sorry, there's my screencaster. Pong, for those of you who remember it. So I'm really excited about this class. Last thing, I just want to show you our As You Learn site. Notice how I have office hours and phone numbers and everything. Email is the best way to reach me, though, so I would go ahead and start there first. Here's our Zoom link right here, and that's where we can meet in open labs and office hours if you'd like. Please make an appointment to do that, and we can meet. Weeks will look pretty much like this. You'll have a what to do this week. You'll have readings and viewings. You'll have whatever assignments are due. You'll have your reading response and a rough draft. I also have a course calendar up here for you next to the course syllabus, and it has basically what we're going to be doing every week. I have suggested activities. Those are activities that are not graded. You're not turning them in, but I highly recommend that you do them. And I give you a tentative timeline for that to kind of keep everybody on track and on the same page without penalizing you with grades. I just give you suggestions, and I really highly encourage you to follow those suggestions. But there are then also required activities, and so I put those as well on your calendar. Notice it's subject to change, so be sure to check As You Learn. And I also put the course syllabus up here for you so you can see that as well. It has office hours. It has all of the course policies. It has like how to do well in this course. It has the grade breakdown, all of those kinds of things. So I definitely recommend that you read that as well. We're already going to get started on week 1. I've going to open that up for you. Notice that you have a reading response due, and you'll have the rough draft for your teaching with media philosophy, and that's essentially you creating your website, you creating your first post, and creating a video where you talk about, this is my media philosophy right now at the beginning of the course. You're going to embed that video into your post and reflect on it in a paragraph or 2. Do not just put the transcript of your video as your reflection. Really write a paragraph about, this is what I really think at this moment. And it can be, I don't really care about technology. I don't think I'm going to use it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And because that's where you are. So put where you are for that draft. So anyway, again, I'm really looking forward to this class, and let me know if you have any questions.